Hello everyone, Patrick into today's first video. We're going to have a look at the ECMWF 30-day forecast for today's first video. So we're looking at temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next 4 weeks for the UK and the rest of Europe as well. It's going to take us towards the end of October. Actually, this, and yeah, I should get on with it for you very shortly. Just to say that coming up later on today, we're going to have the 10 to 14 day video update that will include all of regular features as well. So that will be coming up for you later on this afternoon. So winter update, 4 winter updates parts 1 and 2 have been placed on winter updates page at GazObvious.com. There's a written summary that goes with those 2 parts as well. So you'll be able to have a read of that, watch the videos on demand if you would like to do that. The 5th update will be coming up over the weekend and early next week, of course. Now with this one, we can extend out to weeks 5 and 6, but we always stop this at week 4. You'll be able to see weeks 5 and 6 temperature and rainfall anomalies from the ECMWF in tomorrow evening's live stream from 6 o'clock in the evening UK time. We are at Copernicus.eu for this. A big thank you to them for supplying us with the charts. And let's go on with it. We can't show mean sea level pressure and 500 millibar heights, but we can get a rough idea of the broad pattern from the temperature and rainfall anomalies. So here we go then. This is the week 1 temperature anomaly from the ECMWF, taking us from the 28th of September to the 4th of October. Proper east-west split continues across many parts of Europe in the week ahead, so going to be significantly warmer than average in the north and in the east of Europe, really from Scandinavia all the way down towards Greece and Turkey. We see significantly warmer than average temperature anomalies here, with anomalies around 4 to 5 degrees above average. Out in the west, it's much, much cooler from Germany back through France into the Low Countries, up into the UK and Ireland, and then down to Spain and Portugal. Significantly cooler than average you here, with temperature anomalies of around 3 to 4 degrees below average in some areas in those quite deep blue colours. Excuse me. So a proper east-west split going on for the temperature anomaly in the week ahead, and we can see this in the Mediterranean as well. So again, generally from the western Med, from Italy back to Spain and Portugal, it's cooler than average. Eastern parts of the Med, Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, those areas are going to be coming out warmer than average. But Balkans is warmer than average over to Black Sea, and then of course we've already established how significantly warmer than average temperature anomalies going further northwards as well. Week 1 rainfall anomaly looks like that. Very unsettled generally, very unsettled across most parts of Europe. The far north of Europe is a little bit drier than average. Down in the extreme south of the Mediterranean to North Africa, it's a bit drier than average there. But otherwise, we've got above average rainfall really from the west over to the east. So from Ireland and the UK and France in the west, right way over to the northern shores of the Black Sea. In the east, we have above average rainfall. It looks particularly unsettled in the northwest, I have to say. So from like southern Norway and Sweden, down through Denmark, into Germany, into France, up into Ireland and the UK, and northern parts of Spain as well. Does look quite significantly wetter than average through there. But those wetter conditions do extend eastwards with time. In the northeast, around the Baltic Sea, and going into the northwest of Russia, it's drier than average through there. So it appears that we've probably got some higher pressure through here and over there. Maybe a bit of ridging down here as well. But otherwise, quite a bit of low pressure looks like it's coming through, and the jet stream probably coming through something a little bit like that in the week ahead. Week 2 temperature anomaly taking us from the 5th to the 11th of October looks like this, and still an east-west split really. So again, from Scandinavia in the north all the way down Black Sea, Greece and Turkey in the southeast, it's warmer than average there, with temperature anomalies again around 3 to 4 degrees above average. Not quite as hot as it is in week 1, but nevertheless still very significantly above average. Out in the west, again, it's cooler than average from Germany back through France, up into Ireland, the UK, down Spain and Portugal, into central parts of the Mediterranean. We have below average temperatures through there. So yes, east-west split goes on, cooler than average in the west, warmer than average in the east, and also in the northeast as well. In the Mediterranean, this east-west split is very clear also. So again, anywhere from Italy westwards, it looks generally quite a cool scene. From Italy eastwards through the southeastern part of the Mediterranean, the eastern Med, it looks warmer than average, and especially around Greece, Turkey, and then going northwards into the Black Sea. It's a significantly more than average through that part of the Med. Rainfall anomaly also looks pretty unsettled much of northern Europe. It's drier than average across Norway, so we've got Norway coming out drier than average, extending out into the Norwegian Sea, so probably some higher pressure within the northern latitudes. But then we've got this great swathe of wetter than average conditions from Ireland, the UK, and the Bay of Biscay in the west, over towards the northern shores of the Black Sea in the east. Yes, all those areas in between coming out wetter than average. Also much wetter for much of Scandinavia as well. So you've got Sweden, significantly wetter than average, and extending towards the Baltic Sea through to Finland, for example. Wetter than average through there as well. So plenty of low pressure in the north and in the west Europe week 2, 15th of October. Some northern blocking seemingly in the Norwegian Sea, and then down in the Mediterranean it looks pretty dry through there. So much of the Med from Spain in the west to Greece in the east coming out drier than average through there. Then we go through to, so that's where we want to be. We go through to the week 2 rainfall anomaly. So we've just done that, haven't we? So yeah, week 3 temperature anomaly then from the 12th to the 18th of October. Looks like there's still signs of that east-west split going on. So here we go. Again, we're above average with temperature anomaly in the far north Europe, from much of Scandinavia, and then down this east side of Europe. The highest temperatures now being squeezed in the extreme southeast, so kind of like the Black Sea, down towards Greece and Turkey. That's where we've got the highest temperatures, but generally it's a little bit above average across this northern and eastern side of Europe. Conversely, out in the west it remains pretty cool. So this is shaping up to be quite a cool October if this is right. For the UK, we've got Ireland, UK, France, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, Germany, all looking rather cooler than average, with the temperature anomaly again around 1 to 2 degrees below average, or around a degree below average through many of those areas anyway. Into Mediterranean, again we've got a bit of a split going on. So western parts of Med looking rather cool, although some of Spain looks warm, but generally quite cool in the western side of the Med, warmer over on the eastern side of the Mediterranean once again. Week 3, rainfall anomaly from the 12th to the 18th of August looks like that's still very unsettled for much of northern Europe. It does look like it might be turning a little bit drier in the far west. So for Ireland, for England and Wales, and possibly down to Spain and Portugal, perhaps somewhat drier through there. Maybe some signs of higher pressure begin to start ridging in from the Azores into the far west of Europe. But otherwise, generally, it's above average with rainfall, quite a wet scene from Western Europe over towards west side of Russia, and all areas in between having significantly above average rainfall. Again, Norway does look a little bit drier, looks pretty dry through here, through the Norwegian Sea, going back towards Iceland and Greenland, so probably indicative of some northern blocking signals continuing through here. Plenty of low pressure through here, and then maybe just a little bit of ridging beginning to take place out into the Atlantic, perhaps a little bit more influence from the Azores high coming through. But of course, if we do get a ridge forming out to west of Ireland, that might combine with the northern blocking to go in that direction, which would just reinforce those cool northerly winds into the north and the west of Europe, probably. And then we go through to week 4, temperature anomalies the 19th, 25th of October, and we look like this, beginning to lose those cool and average temperature anomalies in the extreme west of Europe, but still there to some degree, but only very slightly so. Otherwise, many northern, central, eastern parts of Europe are a little bit warmer than average. So it's still really an east-west split, to be honest. Still like a north and east, south and west split. Something like that. It still looks pretty cool through here. It still looks pretty warm through here. Just as we go further out, we're beginning to lose the intensity of the anomaly, but you can still see that broadly that east-west split goes on with a temperature anomaly across Europe, even out to week 4, 19th, 25th of October. Rainfall anomaly finally for week 4, 19th, 25th of October, looks like that. Wetter average through northern parts of Europe. Begin to go wetter Scandinavia, so maybe through Norway, I should say. So maybe just starting to lose those northern blocking signals a little bit. Starting to look a little bit wetter through here. Possibly just lowering the pressure a bit. Driving average out to west of Ireland, so that's going to be where the Azores high is. Probably generally a little bit on the western side, western parts of Europe, a little bit drier over on the eastern side of Europe. But it doesn't look quite as unsettled for Northern Europe as it is in earlier weeks. It does look as though we might be starting to get a little bit more influence from the Azores high there as we get through to the 19th, 25th of October into week 4. And of course, we will extend out beyond that for weeks 5 and 6 in the live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock in the evening, and that will take us, I think that gets us into the early part of November, just about actually, for week 6. So you'll have your first little snapshot at what the temperature and rainfall anomalies could be doing for the very beginning of November in the live stream tomorrow. Right, so that's it. Generally quite a mixed bag, I think, and generally we've got this east-west split going on with temperature, particularly through the first half of October, looking cooler on average across western parts of Europe, including the UK. Warm and average over on the eastern side of Europe, so showing it to be quite a cool October, certainly the first half of it, and very unsettled as well, particularly for northern and western parts of Europe, very unsettled, again, particularly through the first half of November. We may be seeing a few hints of something a little bit drier and warm for west of Europe as we get through into the last stage of October. We shall see tomorrow when we do the live stream from 6 o'clock. Right, we're going to be back later on with 10 to 14 day update, including all of regular features, so come back then. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.